Good morning students, welcome in the next video. So in the previous video we have done the exercise of chapter number 5. Today we will do the question answers. So you have to write the questions and answers correctly in your notebooks and learn it also. So first question is, which two system control and coordinate the various activities of the body? So the nervous system and the endocrine system are the two systems that control and coordinate the various activities of the body. Students, you are in 8th standard, so you can write the answers yourselves also, but it should be relevant to the question. Quality should be there instead of the quantity. So hope that you may take the keywords from here and you can write in your own words also. Second question is, describe the structure of the neurons. So first we will describe that each neuron has a nucleus containing cell body called cyton or the soma. From cyton arises fiber-like projections called the dendrites. They carry impulses to the cyton. A long tube-like fiber called the axon arises from the thickened region of the cyton called the axon hillock. The axon extends outwards from the cyton and ends in many branches, which ends in a knob-like structure or the swelling called the synaptic knob. The axons of some neurons covered with the fatty white substance called the myelin, and covering is called the myelin sheath. That is enough, and you can draw the diagram also. So you can draw the structure of the neuron also. That is the nucleus, dendrites which receive the impulses. This is known as the cell body or the cyton or the soma, and this is the axon part, and this is the little thickened part is known as the axon hillock, and this part is known as the axon which transmit impulse to the next neuron or the dendrite, and these are the myelin sheath. Now third question is, how do sensory motor neurons different? So sensory neurons carry messages from various parts of the body to central nervous system or the CNS, while the motor neurons carry message from CNS or central nervous system to the effective organ or the sense organ. So you can write down in this way also: sensory to body parts to control, central nervous system, and motor neurons from central nervous system to the body part. Fourth question is, what is a neuromuscular junction? A synapse between a motor neuron and a muscle fiber is called the neuromuscular junction or the NMJ. Neuro means from neurons and muscular means the muscle. Next, fifth question is, describe the structure of a nerve. So you have to draw figure number 5.2 and label it also. So don't confuse in the structure of neuron and nerve. This is the structure of neuron, and this is the structure of nerve. Nerve consists of many neurons, and you can see nerve, these are the bundle of the axons. So what is nerve? Nerve is basically the bundle of the neurons, and these are the blood vessels. Red one is the artery and blue one is the vein, and here singular is shown. Myelinated axons means has the fatty white layer outside the axon. Now come to the next question, that is, describe what are the three types of nerves. So three types of nerves are sensory nerves, motor nerves, and the mixed nerves. Seventh question is, what are ventricle? Ventricles are the cavities filled with cerebrospinal fluid or the CSF. Eighth part is, what are the function of the midbrain? Midbrain connects forebrain to the hindbrain and spinal cord. It also controls the or adjustment of the eye or the eye adjustment. Ninth question are, what constituent the peripheral nervous system? So the peripheral nervous system has two constituents, that is somatic nervous system and the autonomic nervous system. And the last part of this section is, how are the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system differ? So sympathetic nervous system raises the level of an organ activity, whereas the parasympathetic nervous system decreases the organ activity. So student, now we will do the E section. So first question is, how does an impulse travel from one neuron to another? So first of all you have to write the part, then I will describe you through the diagram also. So the dendrites carry messages towards the cyton and the axon carry message away from the cyton. The synaptic knob of one neuron connect with the dendrites of the other neuron, forming a continuous path. When impulses reaches the end of the axon, it stimulates neurotransmitters. Neurotransmitters are the chemicals. It diffuses across the synapse to stimulate the dendrite of the next neuron. So the cyton of this neuron generate an impulse in response to the neurotransmitter. So here is the diagram. You can see the dendrites receive impulse from the previous neuron, and then it will transmit through the cyton to the next axon, and from the axon they have the synaptic knobs which secretes the neurotransmitters and the impulses towards the dendrite of the second neuron. And here is the flow chart. No need to draw this diagram and this flow chart, but it will be easy for you to understand this phenomena or the process. So first neuron, from first neuron dendrite it goes to the cyton of the first neuron, and then the axon of the first neuron, and then through these synaptic knobs the neurotransmitted transmitted towards the dendrite of the second neuron, and again the same process from cyton to the axon of the next neuron. So this process is continuously going on. Now third question is, what is the difference between second question is, describe the parts of forebrain and their function. So forebrain are of two parts, having two parts. One is cerebrum and second one is the hypothalamus. So we will describe it one by one. Cerebrum, it is the anterior part of the brain. Anterior means the frontal part of the brain. It forms the largest part of the forebrain, which is divided into two halves, right and left cerebral hemisphere. Outer surface has folds to increase the surface area. The cell bodies of most neurons are located in the upper layer of the cerebral hemisphere, giving these layer a grayish color. So these colors bodies are called gray matter, and the axon of these neurons appear white, so called the white matter, and which is reside deeper inside the brain. And second function, the function of the cerebrum is it control learning, speech, memory, emotions, reasoning and voluntary activities of the body. Second part of the forebrain is hypothalamus. Hypothalamus is a small area of forebrain linked to the pituitary gland. And what is the function of hypothalamus? It controls the endocrine system and many emotional reactions such as fear and anger. Now third part. So what is the difference between gray matter and the white matter? So gray matter, the cell bodies of neuron located in the upper part or layer is called the gray matter. It is grayish in appearance, so called the gray matter. And what is white matter? The axon of the neuron form bundles that appear white, so it is called the white matter. It is found in the deeper part of the cerebrum as well as the cerebellum. Then fourth question is, what are the parts of hindbrain? Describe their function. So here no need to discuss about the parts, but we have to discuss about the function. So hindbrain have three parts: cerebellum, pons and medulla oblongata. And the functions are, the function of cerebellum, it coordinates body movement, posture, balance, help in learning new movements. I have written some of the function, you can write other functions also. Second is pons. So pons relay information from forebrain to the cerebellum. It controls sleep, breathing, hearing, balance and posture of the body. Third one is medulla oblongata. So medulla oblongata control the involuntary actions such as breathing, vomiting, swallowing, heart beating. These all are coordinates through the medulla oblongata. Then question number 5. Draw a cross section of the spinal cord. What are the function of the spinal cord? So here in the book also you can see this is the cross section part of the spinal cord, and I have drawn also. So first of all we will discuss about the function of the spinal cord. So spinal cord relay message to and from the brain, and second, spinal cord is involved in the reflex also with the help of the peripheral nervous system. So here is the cross section. This is the gray matter made up of upper part of the neuron, and this is the white matter made up of the axon part which looks white in color. Then this is the central canal, then this is the interneuron. So this is the cross section of the spinal cord. Next, last question is, what is reflex action? Explain with one example. So reflex action, it is an involuntary and immediate response to a stimuli. Example, you can write the knee jerk reflex action also. Here it is written in the book. If it is difficult to learn, you can write one short example also which I have already written here, that pulling one hand instantly when it touches a hot object. And the flow chart is Hand is the effective organ. When it touches the hot substance or the hot place, then sensory neuron give message to the spinal cord, and spinal cord relay message back to the motor neuron, and motor neuron relay message to the hand, so that it relay message to hand there to pull or to withdraw the hand from that hot substance. So you can write knee-jerk reflex also, or the short answer also. So students, hope you understand this chapter and the question answers very well. So revise it and write in your notebook.